Hello, what's up? This is Existential Experience. In this video, I am sharing with you 3 exercises that are going to be really helpful for your wrist mobility, wrist movement, or even strengthening your wrist. If you have any wrist pains due to any injury, then that just means that you need to rest and recover. But if you have wrist pains because of your repetitive activities in day-to-day life, or just because your wrists are weak, then you need to strengthen them. Use these exercises to strengthen your wrist. Side note, haldi or turmeric is a very helpful superfood that can be added to your diet. Maybe you can grate some raw turmeric into the water or milk and add some black pepper to it and drink that before going to bed at night. It's gonna really help you. Without further ado, here's our first exercise. In this, we sit in a comfortable squat position. This exercise is called wrist rotations. Interlock both of your fingers in this way and start rotating clockwise and anti-clockwise. Go for a few reps in one direction and few reps in the other. I would recommend 6 reps each side. You can do this exercise in 3 sets. So 6 reps either side for 3 times. Also observe that one of my hands is active and the other one is restful. So I'm guiding one hand to rotate the other. We'll stretch out of this exercise and move on to our next exercise. In this next exercise, we need to be on our all fours. This is called a quadruped position. We're gonna make sure that our knees are not away from our hips. So this is wrong, what I show here. Correct way is to bring our knee right under the hips. And also, do not have your wrist ahead. That was wrong that I showed you. Now this is a proper way of aligning your wrist with shoulders. Do not flop your shoulders like this. Have it active and back. So no flopping. Have the shoulders pushing away the floor and have the shoulders back down like this. Perfect. So now that we have a good posture to begin with, we are going to begin with the exercise. We're going to focus on this part of our body where wrists are simply on the floor and we are simply rocking back and forth. We're just warming it up. We rock back and forth. Allow some weight over the hand and we're gonna start circling. This exercise is called wrist circles. Now I'm shifting my weight from one point to the other and I'm doing circles in both the directions. So again, 6 circles clockwise, 6 anti-clockwise, 3 sets. I'm going to shake my hands off and I'm going to direct them sideways like this. And I'm going to rock side to side here, moving my weight from one side to the other. In this video, I have my elbows straight. Sometimes I bend them. So right now, if it's too much pressure, then you can bend your elbows like this. That's okay initially, but then eventually you want to come to a point where your elbows are fully straight and you're transferring the whole weight on the wrist and it will help you strengthen. The more weight we put on it, the more strengthening comes. Now another way of doing it is by having one hand facing backward, one hand facing front. In this, the hand that faces backwards towards your knee, that's gonna feel more pressure. Make sure that you're not lifting your palm up. You have your palm to the floor and you make circles in both directions. So I'm just going over this once again so that you have a full understanding of what we are doing here. Rotations, clockwise, anti-clockwise, and moving the weight. Resting your wrist in the middle, giving it some blood circulation, and that would be our second exercise. Now, moving on to the third one. For this third exercise, we need to put our back of the hands down on the floor first. This might feel a little bit uncomfortable in the beginning. So that's why I'm showing you this exercise with bent elbows, because initially it can be so hard to have straight elbows. So bend your elbows, that's fine, and start transferring your weight gently over to the back of your hands. Very gentle. Go very easy on it. And you can also make circles. That helps to provide equal weight distribution. See, the whole point here is to really enjoy your body moving also. It's nothing is very strict here. Now, once you have everything warmed up, we'll start with the third exercise, wrist flexion, where we're gonna first be on the knuckles and then transfer the weight to the back of your hands. Knuckles, and then transfer the weight to the back of your hands. Up and down 6 times, 3 sets. Now, if you were to move your hands forward like this, it's gonna feel a lot more difficult. But if you have your hands right under the shoulder, that would be my first recommendation. So start with this for first couple of weeks, and then you can move ahead. Now, this is pretty much it for our exercises, but I wanted to add a couple of more things here. It's important to let your body move. So what I show here is that I'm sitting in a squat position, but I'm transferring some of the weight onto my palms like this, either with fingers facing forward or fingers facing backward. In the same way, I sit in a squat and transfer my weight on one hand like this and come back into a squat. What I'm doing is I'm training my wrist to be a little bit stronger than usual. It should have the capacity to handle my little bit of my weight, at least, if not all.